What exactly did we just witness today? Whoa. Match week 8 of the 2026 Champions League phase qualifiers is going to go down in history for sure. For the moment produced today in that Real Madrid game, I think people are going to be talking about that moment for years to come. Like, that's something that people are going to remember the 2026 league phase qualifiers for sure. Wow, absolute drama. There's a lot to talk about in today's games. I think today I expected it to be very, very interesting. Like, I was anticipating it, I was waiting for it. I was scared because of Manchester City not going into the top 8 and having to go and play in that knockouts, because you really don't know which team you can face in the knockouts, and I really did not want to be in that position. And thank God we actually just escaped it. We escaped it by just we literally finished 8th. This table definitely looks so different from how it looked yesterday. We obviously knew that Arsenal and Bayern were going to be safe, but then Real Madrid moved from 3rd to 9th place. I was not expecting that one at all. Like, I expected the Benfica game to be very, very tough for them because they were playing at home, but I did not expect them to lose today. I didn't think they would lose. I had a feeling something like that could happen, but I didn't think they would lose. Tottenham, they still remain 4th. Barcelona 5th. Chelsea 6th. Sporting 7th. Sporting just came out of nowhere. Omo. Today was actually packed, man. Today was actually packed with a lot of interesting games, and a lot of things were obviously going to happen, but I did not expect Real Madrid to be in 9th place. I didn't think that they will finish in 9th place, honestly. But let's just get to the games. Let me talk about Real Madrid's game. Anywhere there's Real Madrid tears, call me. I am there. I will be there. I already said it, especially for what they did to Xabi Alonso. Sending Xabi Alonso away like that and mistreating him. Those players. Anywhere there's Real Madrid tears, call me. I will be there. That game today was actually action-packed because Benfica were giving them a run for their money. I already expected them to give them a run for their money because Benfica were playing in their own home, and they actually needed to win today if they were going to be qualifying for the knockout phase. And Jose Mourinho, once again, he has actually delivered in the Champions League against his former team as well. I'm sure that one has been a dagger to Real Madrid, a serious dagger. And at some point in the game, it really felt like, especially in the 90 minutes plus extra time, it felt like Benfica did not even realize that they needed one more goal to qualify, because Marseille were probably already thinking somewhere that they had qualified already, because they're like, okay, Real Madrid are going to try and equalize in this match and at least grab a point from this game, and Benfica are probably not going to have any other chance till Real Madrid got another red card again to Rodrigo. 2 red cards in a game like this is very, very disappointing. I can't lie. Like, Real Madrid, there is no way you're getting 2 red cards in a game that you have to win, because nobody wants to be in the knockouts. Nobody wants to have to think about going to go and play two more games to qualify for the next phase of the Champions League, bro. And Real Madrid is a team that definitely does not want to be in that position. They literally won Champions League 15 times. This is their competition. These guys were in 3rd position yesterday, and now they are in 9th position. Crazy. They finished in 9th position. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Real Madrid really just made this game hard for themselves, because you knew that this was already going to be a tough away game, and you also came into this game knowing fully well that you're in 3rd position and a win keeps you comfortably in the top 8. What did you do? You finished the game with 2 unnecessary red cards, considered a last-minute dagger to their goalkeeper to send Benfica back into the knockout phase. Officially sold. What a shame. Oh. Anyways, Real Madrid clearly did not want to finish in the top 8, but you know who did? Manchester City, and they basically just gave us our spot. So thank you very much for that. Manchester City versus Galatasaray. Pep Guardiola clearly understood the assignment today. He started a really, really strong side. He started Ryan Cherki, started Jeremy Doku. He knew that he had to play Marmoush and Haaland together today, and he did that. Did bench Max Allen and played Ake, rightly so. That lineup, I couldn't have asked for more. Maybe start Nico G, but Nico G is still recovering from injury, so it was good not to risk him. Ryan Nuri had a beautiful performance. I think Nico O'Reilly had a decent performance as well. Jeremy Doku unfortunately had to leave the game in the first half because he got injured. But I think, not even I think, he was the best player on the pitch. He was absolutely running the show, and he was literally everywhere on the pitch. In the pockets, he was on the wing, going to the left, going to the right, just absolutely having a field day with Galatasaray's defense and midfield. And I just think if he stayed in the match, we probably would have scored more goals because he provided 2 assists in the game already in just like 30 something minutes. He was, and when I say this guy was having a field day, he was having a field day. One person that I think had a very underwhelming performance was Marmoushai. I didn't expect him to play the way he did today. I think he should have had more of an influence on the game. I think he should have demanded the ball more. I think he was ghosting for the most part in the game. But overall, we had a pretty good game. Ryan Cherky, another really good game from him today as well. 1 goal and one pretty hell of a performance, man. I think he had a really, really good game today. Erling Haaland back on the scoring sheet, and it's been a long time since Haaland has scored, and I was really happy to see him score today. I was quite disappointed with the opportunity that he missed before he scored, but then that assist from Doku was brilliant, and the finish was, Erling Haaland. Just Erling Haaland doing his thing, and he couldn't miss from there. But I just think that the earlier chance he missed, he really could have scored because that was a brilliant play. That was quite simply like brilliant play from Ryan Nuri and a wonderful delivery for him as well. I think this match we created chances in the first half that we could have scored. In the first half, I think we could have killed the game because we definitely needed that goal difference. We needed that goal difference, but we ended up, having to rely on Real Madrid to choke for us to make it to the top 8. But hey, we're still there, so we thank God. We thank God, man. The one thing I definitely don't want to do was play in the knockout phase, and we got the job done. We got the job done. We thank God. We thank God. Galatasaray barely saw anything to play today, if I'm being real. Like, in the first half, we had all of the ball. In the second half, obviously, they are trying to get back into the game. I know they were trying to fight to be in the knockout phase. Okay, they even made it. They actually made it. So, I don't know what they were fighting for today. They were not really fighting for anything. But in the second half, they tried to, have more of the ball, which I think they even did. But we still created more chances in the second half that we could have scored. And we didn't score just because, I don't know, we just weren't prolific enough today. I think two goals is an understatement. We could have scored more, but you know what? It is what it is, man. It really is what it is. As long as we qualified, I really don't even care. Let's move on to Napoli versus Chelsea. Quite literally, me, I was hate watching in this match, and I was watching it very, very closely because I needed Chelsea to drop points, either lose or draw. Any one of them would have been very, very comfortable for me. But they ended up winning, and I think we can't start talking about this match without mentioning the absolute monster class that João Pedro put up, because I think this guy had a very, very good game. He scored a beautiful goal. He scored a golazo, a banger with his left foot. I did not know that this guy is really both-footed. He can use both feet. He can score with both foot. This is the second time I'm seeing him score a golazo into the top corner with his left leg this season. And I think a lot of people have been, underrating him because at the start of the season, they were expecting a lot from him, especially with the performances that he put on in the Club World Cup. And when he came to the season, he wasn't really delivering as much. But I think he has a decent number of goals in the Premier League right now. He's probably like top 5 goal scorers in the Premier League. He has like 8 goals. Today, he really turned up for Chelsea. I think he was their best player. The goals he scored, the first goal he scored with his left leg, absolutely made that goal out of nowhere. Scored a banger, a golazo. And then the second goal, his combination with Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer and João Pedro absolutely changed the game for Chelsea, because when Palmer came on, he provided the first assist. I think João Pedro really did everything for that goal. But the second goal, it was a nice assist from Palmer as well to set João Pedro up from the link up. Everything about that goal was good. Napoli, very, very disappointing team. Disappointing team. You guys are not ready now. You're not ready. I think you're out, Silv. Yeah, I think you're out. Get out. You don't even deserve it. You don't deserve it. Antonio Conte, this guy really does not know how to. This guy is like a local champion. He doesn't know how to turn up in the Champions League at all. He doesn't know how to turn up at all. Very, 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 very unserious guy. Chelsea scored first, and I was like, Napoli still get a goal for this game because they haven't lost at home, so they're going to fight back. And they fought back. They scored one. I think it wasn't them that scored again or Chelsea scored again. Anyhow, it was 2-2. And then it was 2-1. It was 2-1, yes. That goal from that their youngster that they were turning on. That was a really good goal. But they were lit, man. I was even like, okay, protect your lead. You know what? Like this now. I'm comfortably going to enter the top 8. So let the game just stay like this. More second half came, they brought in Palmer. The guy started, doing Palmer things, provided 2 assists, Joao Pedro 2 goals, go home, quite literally, man. That game was very, very. It was a sad hit watch for me, but you know what? Chelsea are in the top 8 as well. That's not bad. That's not bad. As long as I made it, man. Me, I'm I'm really good, but I think the game was a good watch. Still, it was a really good watch because I was watching it closely. But I'm disappointed that Napoli did not win the match. But overall, it was a pretty good game as well. Moving on, next game we have to talk about is Newcastle versus PSG. Absolutely successful hate watch. I was expecting and needing a draw from these two sides because they were already in the top 8. Both of them were 6th and 7th. So I needed both of them to fall out, and rightly so. Rightly so, man. Thank God, we thank God. I'm just grateful. I'm super grateful. I can't even lie. As a Manchester City fan, I'm just grateful that I'm there in the top 8 and I don't have to be in the knockout phase. These two teams now have to go into the knockouts. I think PSG started off this match absolutely dominating Newcastle. Newcastle conceded in like the first 20 minutes of the game, and it seemed like they really could not get past PSG's half. Like the pressure was too much. But PSG were at home, so it was also kind of expected that PSG would come out playing like that. But I think Newcastle were able to contain them enough. They were able to contain them properly. And if I'm being real, I think Newcastle would say they came out of that game expecting to have been the winners because they created more of the better opportunities at the back end of the game. And I was even thinking that Newcastle were going to equalize. They were going to win the match because there was this chance that Harvey Barnes had towards the end of the game, and I expected that he would have scored there, but he decided nothing. But overall, I think the game was successful for me because both of them did what I needed them to do, honestly. And I just did not expect that PSG would be looking that bad because honestly, I really do feel like Newcastle could and should have won the match, but PSG still, at home, I would have been expecting them to be putting up more of a fight than that, or even winning the game if we're being real. Because they're the defending champions, and I was expecting them to look better. But now they have to go into the knockout phase. Both of these teams have to go into the knockout phase, and that is why I didn't want to be in the knockout. Because now Real Madrid is there, PSG is there, Newcastle is there, Juventus is there, Galatasaray is there. Like a lot of teams are there, man. Dortmund is there. Like you can play anybody, and let's go to is there. So you can literally play anybody, man. You really can play anybody. Inter Milan is there, man. I'm grateful. I'm honestly grateful. Anyways, let's move into Barcelona versus Copenhagen or Copenhagen. I don't even know what the pronunciation is for that team, but this hate watch was also supposed to be very, very successful. Like, I support Barcelona, but today I really just needed them to, fall out. Like, I really do not mind them falling out, honestly, if it meant that Manchester City could go in. And you know what? Like, when Copenhagen scored, I was happy, but a part of me already knew that Barcelona, they are a second half team. These guys concede goals, but in the second half, they're always going to find a way to outscore the other team. And in this match, obviously, they were favourites and should have been winning the game comfortably. They ended up winning the game comfortably thanks to the help of Lamine Yamal. Once again, this guy is just really. I believe Mbappe is the best player in the world right now, but this guy is the best young player in the world right now, and probably the second best player in the world in my opinion. I just think Mbappe is just like never ending, man. He's just out of this world right now. But Lamine Yamal is just right. He's right up there with him. I just think Mbappe is more of a goal scorer than Yamal. But Yamal is going to definitely evolve and get better at his goal scoring for sure. But thanks to Lamine Yamal, he brought the game back for Barcelona, and they were able to win today. Obviously Barcelona played better than Copenhagen, but just due to I think Eric Garcia made that mistake that led to them one ball in behind, obviously with their high line, and then Copenhagen scored. But Barcelona played all the ball in that match. They played most of the ball. Should have been winning from the first half. They missed a lot of opportunities in the first half. Ended up going into the having to go into the second half to dig out their win. But they scored 4 goals. Rashford scored a free kick. He almost scored again in the last minutes. He hit the bar, and overall, it was a very, very expected win for Barcelona. Definitely increased their goal difference and increased their chances of actually qualifying in the top eight. And they ended up finishing in the top eight, the only La Liga side to finish in the top eight. The rest of them, Real Madrid, knockout phase, Atletico, knockout phase, Athletic Club, out. Like, La Liga is such a pathetic league, man, honestly. But, anyways, really good performance from Barcelona, decent results, expected results, and yeah. After Barcelona versus Copenhagen, I think those are the most interesting games that actually were called today. Which other game should we actually even talk about? Okay, Dortmund versus Inter Milan. That game, I didn't even get the chance to watch it, and Inter Milan ended up winning the match. But at halftime, it was still 0-0. But Inter Milan ended up, getting that win. Who even scored? DiMarco and Diouf. I'll probably go and watch that highlight, but Inter Milan and Dortmund, I already expected that both of them would end up in the knockout phase. I didn't think they were going to end up in the top 8 at all. They didn't even have any chance, to be honest. I think one of them was on 11 points, the other one was on 12 points. The chance of them getting into the top 8 was very, very low. So both of them already knew that they were fighting for knockout, and that's where they ended up. But Inter ended up winning that match. Dortmund at home, another disappointing result. Honestly, that was very, very disappointing. I did not expect that they would lose to Inter 2-0. I thought it would end up like in a draw. Liverpool versus Karabakh. Those ones expected. I already knew Liverpool were going to win that match. Like I said in the preview, Liverpool should be winning if they are being real. They already lost to Bournemouth during the weekend, so them losing to Karabakh or drawing or even trying to just do any sort of mishap would have not made any sense at all. And 6-0 is a very, very convincing result on their part, honestly. I think they found their own scapegoats and they delivered, honestly. I don't really have much to say about that game because it was expected. Which other game should we even talk about? Not many games to talk about anymore, to be honest. Atletico Madrid lost to Bodo Glimt. Very, very disappointing team, if I'm being real. La Liga, La Liga, La Liga. And it's very and the honest truth is that Atletico Madrid, they're probably not going to go past the next round. Even that's if they even win their knockout game. They probably will win their knockout game. Next one, out. That one is almost a sure banker. Tottenham versus Frankfurt. That's another game that I was hate watching for, but didn't necessarily get to watch as much because I was mainly focused on Manchester City, PSG versus Newcastle, and Chelsea versus Napoli. There's only so many devices somebody can actually use. But, Tottenham ended up winning that match, which they really needed to win because if they didn't win, they had very high chances of ending up playing knockouts, and Tottenham definitely do not want to be playing knockouts because it's a very, very risky sport for them. They're already a very, very inconsistent side, unserious side, and I just think them winning this match will do them the world of good. And I'm happy that they actually won the match because they are playing us this weekend. So small joy today weekend. Anyways, in my preview, I'll talk about my expectations from that game. But convincing win for Tottenham. I was looking at their bench today and they really did not have any first team player on their bench. That's how much of injury issues that they are dealing with at the moment. But anyways, I don't think there's any other game that really needs to be talked about like that. Any other results really just panned out how it should have. But actually, Monaco versus Juventus, nobody scored in that match. Those two teams were obviously also fighting to be in the nowhere. They just needed to make sure that they qualify for the knockouts, which they ended up qualifying for. Marseille versus Club Brugge. Marseille. Marseille, in their mind, they would have been expecting that, they will not work hard, but they will end up in the knockout phase. My friend, get out. Come out. You don't deserve it. Rightfully so. Like I said, football won today, man. Football actually won. Real Madrid lost to Benfica, and Benfica worked hard for their win to make sure that Marseille did not get a very, very flimsy. Because let's say you won today now, rightfully so. Enter the knockouts, fight for your rights. Well, you lost in a very disgraceful manner too. So, it's you gonna fight for day. Club Brugge even put congratulations to Marseille on making it to the Champions. The Champions League knockout phase. They play. You don't want to work out, but you want reap. Come on. Anyways, I think we have talked about every single game that needs to be talked about, man. The Champions League league phase qualifiers, match week 8, the final game of the league phase. It was interesting, honestly. It was actually interesting. I think Real Madrid actually turned me up, especially with that last minute dagger from their goalkeeper. Manchester City really, really made me happy today because we needed a win and we got a very, very convincing win. Didn't think we got threatened by Galatasaray at all. PSG versus Newcastle did what I needed them to do by drawing. Both of them dropped out of the top 8 and are now going to be playing in the knockout phase. Very, very dangerous territory to be in. Liverpool did what was required of them. Tottenham did what was required of them. Chelsea did what was required of them. Napoli are now out of the Champions League. Well, honestly, it really couldn't have gone better for me. I don't know about whatever club you guys support, but it really did go as planned for me. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is more than likely going to be my preview to match week 24. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow MFT on all platforms. Remember, turn on your post notifications as well because I'm dropping more and more YouTube videos every time now. I'm getting used to just recording longer form videos and I think I'm liking it a lot. I feel like I get to express myself as much as I want to. So if you like this video, just drop a like, subscribe, follow MFT on all platforms. There's more to come for us. Like I keep saying, just turn on your post notifications as well so that you know whenever I drop a video, we drop a video. And yeah, let's keep following us, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one.